Hello students, welcome you all. I hope we are doing well. Today we are going to discuss chapter 5, that is data handling. So before going to data handling chapter 5, I would like to introduce with the word data. So I think everybody of you have listened this word data. तो आप लोगों में से बहुत सारे लोग डाटा के बारे में सुने होंगे. सो जैसे कि एग्जांपल आई विल गिव सम एग्जांपल. रन्स मेड बाय ए बैट्समैन, योर फेवरेट बैट्समैन से सपोज धोनी. Dhoni has made some runs in the last 10 test matches. In the last 10 matches, he has some runs. We are collecting that information. That in the first match, how many runs he scored. In the second match, suppose he scored 60 runs or here 50 runs. In the third match, he scored 100. Okay, na? So this type of information. Okay, this is a type of information. Similarly, another information: number of wickets taken by a bowler in the last 10 ODIs. Say suppose your favorite bowler, say suppose Umesh Yadav. Umesh Yadav. So he has taken some wickets in the last 10 ODIs. ODI means one day cricket. So this is a type of information. Another type of information: marks secured by by the students of your class. Your class have suppose 40 number of students. So how many marks has been secured by each individual students? Okay. In the mathematics test, suppose you have taken the mathematics test recently, some 3 days before you have just taken the mathematics test. So out of your 40 number of students, how many marks each of the students have scored. So this is a type of information. These are the example of information. And this example, if you are collecting this information, this collection of information is nothing but data. Okay. So the information collected in such cases are called data. So if you get a question that what is data, so you can say data is nothing but the collection of information. Okay, you can remember this line. The information collected is called data. Okay. So I hope you are clear about data. And data handling is nothing. You are going to handle data. Okay, na? So you are going to deal with some data. Okay, na? So that is called data handling. I hope this chapter is not new for you, because in the previous class also, previous year in class 7 also we have discussed about data handling. So sometimes data is represented as in graphical form. Okay, na? So out of these forms, one of the form is pictograph. Okay, na? If you have remember about the form of pictograph, so in pictograph form, what we are doing, we are representing the data in the form of pictures. Okay, na? So suppose there is a data, you can see this figure. Okay, after looking at this figure, you can understand what is pictograph. So here you can see 100 car equal to one symbol. That is, one symbol stands for 100 car. So this is a figure of a car. That means if one figure is there, then you can say 100 cars. Okay, na? First, let's see July. July means, I hope suppose in the month of July, number of cars sold or purchased, whatever may be the situation. So in the month of July, suppose say 1, 2, and you can see a half car is there. That means one car is representing 100 cars. So here 100 cars plus another 100 cars plus here half car means maybe we can assume that 50 number of cars. Okay, na? So 100 plus 100 plus 50 equal to 250 cars. Okay, na? Here it has been given that this half car is denotes 1 by 2 of 100. That means 50. Okay. Similarly, in the month of August, you can see 3 cars. 3 cars means 100 plus 100 plus 100 equal to 300. Okay. In the month of September, you can say how many numbers of car you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it is easy. 100 into 4 you can say, or 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100 equal to 400 number of car. Sorry, it's not 400 only. 400 number of car has been sold. Okay, na? So this type of representation of data is called pictograph. So you know already in class 7. This is not a new concept for you. Another old concept, this was also there in your class 7, that is bar graph. Okay, bar graph is a type of representing data in terms of bar that are uniform in width. So these bars are, if you you can see, these bars are uniform in width are uniform, okay na, and their height are proportional of the respective value, okay na. Their height, you can see height, this height is different, height is different, height is different, here also height are different, okay na. Height is different but the width remains same. So height is representing in this case number of student in class VI. Here you can see width is representing what? Academic years, okay na. So you can see we had already discussed in class 7 that there are two axes here. One is x axis, this axis is called x axis, and this axis is called, yes, y axis, okay. So here x axis is representing academic years and y axis is representing number of students in class VIII, means class 8. Okay, you can clearly understand this. I hope you are clear, you can clearly understand this bar graph. Here you can see in 2003 and 4 number of student in class VIII is, you can see, you can compare this data here. How many number of students? There are 100 number of students, sorry, 100 number of students. In 2004 and 5 academic year, how many number of students? You can compare it with it. It is 200. Here in 2005 and 6, 5 and not 5 and 6, it's 2005 to 6. Okay, how many number of students? You can see 250. So here 250 number of students are there. In 2007-8, how many number of students are there? Yes, this 350. I hope you can draw a dotted line here. You just don't dotted line, you just put your scale, you can watch and don't draw these lines. Okay, I have drawn these lines for only observing, okay, only to make you understand. Don't draw these lines, okay. Okay, so you can, I hope you can understand how we represent this data on bar graphs. So there are some questions, I hope you can understand, you can answer this question. What is the information given by the bar graph? What is the information that are given in this bar graph? So here we can clearly see in each academic year how many number of students are reading in class VIII or class 8 is represented in this bar graph. Okay, another question we will see. In which year the increase of number of student maximum? Which year increase in the number of student is maximum? So it's a tricky question. You have to understand in which year the increase in number of student is maximum. So here you can see here 100 to 200. That means here increase is 100. In this year increase is 100. Here you can see only 50 has been increased. So just compare this line. Here only 50 has been increased. Here also only 50 is increased. So in which year the increase in the number of students is maximum? So in 2004 and 5. Okay, another question if arises, in which year, yes, this question is here. In which year the number of student is maximum? In this case the answer will be 2007-8, because you can see clearly in 2007-8 the number of student is 350. So this year the students are maximum in number, but the maximum increase has been occurred in 2004-5. Okay na? So these are the data that we have represented in this bar graph. Now we will move to another type of representing the data. Let's move up. Yes, this is nothing but double bar graph. Yes, we have already discussed about double bar graph in your class 7. So we will just recap these ideas here. Okay. So what is a double bar graph? Double bar graph. A double bar graph shows two sets of data simultaneously. So here you can see in the bar graph only one set of data. Only one set of data was represented. But here you can see two sets of data. Two sets of data in all the cases. Two sets of data. Okay na? Or you can also represent 3 set or 4 set of data. So that will not be told as double bar graph. You can say that a triple bar graph or fourth bar graph or whatever. ठीक है ना. So double bar graph means two set of data can be represented. बाकी the definition will be same as the bar graphs. So let's read this double bar graph. So here you can see these two bars have been colored differently. Here this bar is represented for this one, and this gray color bar is represented for 2006 and 7. Okay, and this combinedly these two bar are represented for math, science, English, Hindi, etc. Okay, so let's read this bar graph. So here you can see this is the x-axis and this is your y-axis. X-axis is representing what? Subjects. Okay, and additionally what it is representing? The subjects are, it is represented by the subject. Now y-axis is represented by what? Marks obtained by the students. Okay, so here you can see 10 marks. We have divided the y-axis by 10. Okay, 1 unit, you can see 1 unit equal to 10. This is a unit, this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. Okay, na? But then one thing you must remember also, in case of bar graph and double bar graph, we have also discussed in the class 7 also. So I will recap you. So whenever you are distributing the y-axis or x-axis, okay, maintain a what? You should मतलब कि equal distance. Okay, like this 0 to 10. If you are maintaining a distance of 0 to 10 of suppose 1 centimeter, 10 to 20 must be, suppose this is your 1 centimeter, 10 to 20 this must be 1 centimeter, 20 to 30 this also must be 1 centimeter. Okay, you should maintain a equal distance. 30 to 40 this must be 1 centimeter, but you can vary this number, like if you can say no sir, I am not going to maintain 1 centimeter, I am going to maintain, so suppose 2 centimeter. Yes, it's okay with you. If you are maintaining this 2 centimeter, you have to maintain this also 2 centimeter. It must be also 2 centimeter. All the distance must be 2 centimeter. But you can't do like this. So suppose you are maintaining this as 1 centimeter, and this will be 2 centimeter, and this will be again 1 centimeter, and this will be 3 centimeter. So this will be a wrong concept. Okay, so you have to maintain a equal distance. Okay, na? So now we will read the bar graph, double bar graph. Let's see. You can see in subject math there are 2 years, 2005 and 5-6 and 2006-7 academic year. Okay, marks obtained by the students are here. So in 2005-6 the average marks in math is, you can see, 30, isn't it? But in 2006-7, that means after 1 year, average marks of math is 60. That means students have done very well. Okay, na? In the next year, that means in 2006-7. Similarly, for science, you can see in 2005-6, the marks are, you can see, it's 50. In 2006-7, marks obtained in science is, here you can see, we will make a dotted line. But I will recommend you don't make also a dotted line. You just put your scale, okay, and identify this spot. Okay, so that if you are going to make this dotted line, this will be, the figure will be what, मतलब खराब हो जाएगा जो figure बोलते हैं, ठीक है ना? So this is in between 50 and 60. You can see this line touching in between 50 and 60. So therefore this may be 50 and 60 is between maybe 55. So it is 55. Okay. So like this, you can see in Hindi. You can see dotted line. We'll make a dotted line. 60 and 70. It is in line is between 60 and 70. So you can say it's 65. And also in 2006-7 it is also 65. Okay, na? Therefore in Hindi subject, new marks has been increased 65. But here in class of English, you can see marks have been decreased. like the marks in 2005-6, this is the 5-6 line, bar is what, 50 na, yes 50, it is 50, and this line is 45. Okay, you put your scale and you will get a better understanding what line it is touching in y-axis. Okay, so that here you can see in English the mark has been decreased from 50 to 45. Okay, so now we are going to answer some questions here. See, we'll start with the I question. What is the information given by the double bar graph? Okay, in the double bar graph, yes. So the information given here is, you have to elaborate this question, the answer, that is mark secured by, this is the mark secured, mark secured or obtained by students in different subjects, okay na, like math, science, sorry it is social science, science, English and Hindi in 2 academic year, that is 2006 5-6 and 2006-7. So this is the data or information given by the double bar graph. I am repeating this. The double bar graph is representing the marks obtained by the students in subject math, social science, science, English and Hindi in academic year 2005-6 and 2006-7. So this is the data given in the bar graph, double bar graph. Okay, we will look into another question. Triple I, let's see. In which subject has the performance deteriorated? Okay, na? So deteriorated means the performance has been decreased. Okay, deteriorated. So in which subject you can see the performance has been decreased? Here the performance in math has been increased. Here also it has been increased. Here also, here the performance has been decreased. So you can say in subject English the performance is deteriorated. Okay, na? Okay, let's in which subject the performance at par? Which subject? You can see in Hindi the performance at par. That means the performance has not been changed. Okay, so let's move to another type of representing the data. Okay, before moving to another part, here are some tasks for you. So you have to try this section, that is draw a appropriate graph to represent the following information. The number of washed in different months. So I think you can make some graphs, like say suppose you can make a bar graph here. Here you can make a double bar graph. Double bar graph. Question number 3: percentage wins in ODIs 8 top cricket team. Okay, 8 top cricket team. Performance of 8 top cricket teams. Okay, let's see. What type of graph you can make? Yes, you can make. One second. So you can see. I hope you can make a double bar graph. Okay, na? 2000 World Cup, Trophy of World Cup 06 means 2006, and ODI from Champions Trophy of World Cup 2006 and the last 10 ODIs in 2007. Okay, na? So that means there is a comparison and you can make a double bar graph here. Double bar graph. Okay. So please do this and show me in the group. Okay. This is your task. Now, now we will organize data. Okay. So organization of data. Data are normally whenever you are collecting the data, it is called the raw data. Okay, na? So you are supposed you are told to go into the class and collect the marks of the students in mathematics. So you will go to the class and ask all your friends, and you will get the marks of all the students and written in a paper sheet. So this data will be told as raw data. Okay na? And we have to organize this data in a systematic manner. Systematic manner. So that will be called organizing the data. Okay na? So let's see how we are organizing data. For example, see, this data has been, you have collected this data and we have to organize. Let's see how we are organizing the data. Okay. For example is here. A group of students was asked for their favorite subject. Okay. So suppose a lot of students are there and they are asked the favorite subject. Okay, you comment your favorite subject here. Comment your favorite subject. Now you comment your favorite subject. Okay, how many number of students you are looking at this, just watching? Please say your favorite subject. Okay, yes. So a group of students were asked to say what is their favorite subject. So out of these subjects, arts, mathematics, science, English, mathematics has been written double. Okay, no problem. Okay, English, mathematics, English. Okay, so some students were asked to say what are their favorite subject. So I think first student told art, second student told mathematics, then again another English, science, another student English, another student math, another student art, again English, mathematics, English, art. You just count the number of students that has those who like art, please. 1, 2, anybody, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So art are 7. Okay. Similarly, we will count all the numbers. Okay. Now we'll move to the next. Remember that 7 number of students are there in art. So we will count the number 7 and we will make a table like this. Okay. So we will write this subject, art subject, mathematics subject, science subject and English subject. 4 number of subjects are there, and we will make a tally mark. Whenever we are counting, we found one art, that means we will mark 1 here, another one 2, 3, 4 and make a bundle as 5. Okay na? So this bundle is called, will be represented as 5. This 1 unit is 5. Okay, then 6, then 7. Similarly, if you count mathematics, then let's count mathematics. Yes, count mathematics here. Mathematics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mathematics. Okay. So here we will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a bundle. Okay. So mathematics are 5, and we will write the number of students. We have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We will write here 7. And here 5, 5. Science, similarly you can count. Here you can see 5 plus 1, 6. 6. English 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. So this table is called frequency distribution table. Frequency distribution table. Okay, why this table is called frequency distribution table? Because first this is called tally mark, and these are the students. They are the frequency, number of students. This is the frequency. So here for art the frequency is 7, for mathematics frequency is 5, for science frequency is 6, like this. Okay na? So we are distributing the frequency in this table, therefore this table is called frequency distribution table. Okay na? So remember this table is called frequency distribution table. A question will come like this. A data will be given, कुछ data दिया जाएगा और वहां पे बताया जाएगा कि व्हाट मेक ए फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल with respect to this data. Okay na? So you have to make this type of data. Subject, tally mark, this is most important. You have to make this tally mark. Okay, and the number of students, or you can say frequency. Okay na? So this distribution table is called frequency distribution table. Okay, so this is a frequency distribution table. You have to make do this, try this. I'm not reading this, try this. You please make this, try this. Okay, you read the question and make do it. This is your homework. Huh? Try this, is your homework. Now we will move into another type of distribution, that is grouping the data. Okay, so here you see there are some 4 number of subject, only 4 number of subject, and what math, first was art, science, and what are the other subject? Math, science, art, and English. Yes. Math, science, art, and English. And only 7 number of students were there. Math, in math 5 number of students, a limited number of students were there who are taking part in the survey. Okay na, survey, or basically there are less number of students, data was very small, but in there will be some cases where there are a large number of data. Okay, that for example, so suppose there are 60 number of students. How many number of students? 60 number of students, and out of 50 marks there has been a mathematics test in your class 8, and these are the marks obtained by those students. Okay, suppose first students took 20 marks, 21 marks, then another student secured 10 marks, 30 marks, 22, 33, 3, 37, 12, like this. Okay na? So these are the marks secured by 60 number of students out of 50 marks in mathematics of class V triple I or 8. So you have to make some data. Okay, you have to make a frequency distribution table. Okay na? So what you will do, so you have to see which one is the say suppose you will start with the minimum number, the minimum number, say suppose 5. Okay na? You have to see how many number of 5 are there. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Only one 5, that means only one line will be drawn. Okay na? You can say. Then suppose another number you will see, say suppose 10. How many number of 10 are there? You can see 1, 2. So 2 tens are there, 1, 1, like this. So there are a lot of numbers here. So it will, the table will be so lengthy, so that what we will do, we will distribute the data. Like, so suppose we will make 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like this. Okay na? So we will make some, we will distribute the data. Okay na? Like in a range 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like this. Okay. So let's see how this arrangement has been done. So you see, thus the frequency distribution table for this data can be grouped like this: 10 to 20. You can count the numbers, how many number of students are there in 10 to 20. Okay, 1, 1. Suppose 2 number of there, 1, 1. Okay, now let's count 10 to 0 to 10. How many number of students are there in 0 to 10? Count it 0 to 10. Here you can see. Okay, remember 10 will be not be counted in 0 to 10. Okay. Suppose 0 to 10, 10 to 20. 10 will be remain in this group. 10 will not be there in this group. In this group there will be no 10. For example, 20 to 30, like same thing. 20 will not be here. Here 20, 20 will be placed here. Okay. Yes. So 0 to 10 we can count 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yes, yes, yes. Are there any? 2, 2, right? 2. Okay, 5 and 7 are there. Let's see. So 0 to 10, in between 0 to 10, 1 second. In between 0 to 10, only 2 number of students are there. ठीक ना? So the tally marks will be like this. 10 to 20, if you will count, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So 10, frequency will be 10. Here you can see we have written the word frequency. This is your tally mark and this is the group. Okay. So like this, 50 to 60, only one number of students are there. So this is the group, this is your tally mark and this is your frequency, and this way you have to make the frequency distribution table, and this frequency distribution table is called grouped frequency distribution table. So data distributed or represented in this manner is called group distribution table. So why it is called group distribution table? So you can see we are distributing the data, we are making this table in terms of group. 0 to 10, only 2 number of students, 2 lines are there, 2 tally marks. 10 to 20, 5 and 5, 10, like this. Okay. So this type of distribution is called group distribution, group frequency distribution. Okay, let's see whatever else is there. Yes, another thing is there, class interval. So one thing, each group, here you can see each group, first group is 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Okay, they are called, it's called class interval. Okay na? So this is a class, you can see 0 to 10 is a class, 10 to 20 is a class, like this. Okay na? So class interval is here 0, 10 is class interval is 10. Okay na? So you can see 50 minus 40, 10, 40 minus 30, 10, like this. Okay, whatever else is there, let's see. We'll close it now, class. Now homework is there for you. So you have to try this at your home. Study the following frequency distribution table and answer the questions given below. So you have to try this at your home. You can see class intervals are there, 100 to 125, 125 to 50. So these are the class intervals. This is a class interval, this is a class interval. Okay na? Frequency, number of workers. Okay, so 100 to 125, the numbers of worker is 45. 125 to 150, number of worker is 25, like this. Okay, so there are some questions, you please go through the questions, I am not going into it. Now in the last, this is the last section. After that we will close this. Bar with a difference. I think I have left one more thing here. Okay, I will discuss it later. Bar with a difference. So as for now we have discussed about bar graph and double bar graph. So here we are going to represent this class distribution frequency, okay na, table into a different type of bar graph. Okay na? Okay, so here let us again consider the group frequency distribution of marks obtained by 60 students in the mathematics test. So just remember that we have just before we had rearranged this data, okay, in the table just 2 minutes before. So the class interval, like 0 to 10 marks, there are how many number of students? 2 marks, 2 students. 10 to 20, in between 10 to 20, how many students are there? 10 students. 20 to 30, 21 students. 30 to 40, 15 students. This frequency is number of students. Okay, 40 to 50, 7 students. 50 to 60, 1 students, and the total number of students is 60. So we will make a graph to represent this table. Growth frequency distribution table. Okay, now this table is called growth frequency distribution table. So here, 1 second. So here in the x-axis you can see I have already told this axis is called x-axis and this is your y-axis. So x-axis is represented as what? Marks of the students. Okay, na? So these are the marks 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 and 60. So here 0 to 10 interval, 10 to 20 interval, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. You have to maintain this. Now again the y axis is representing the number of students. This frequency, it is representing the frequency. So here 2, so for 0 to 10, 0 to 10 it's 2. So we will write it 2. Here we have distributed the y axis of x also. So 1 unit is equal to 2 here. Okay, 1 unit equal to 2 number of students. 2 for 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 like this. So 10 to 20 marks are secured by 10 number of students. So 10 to 20 will be like this 10. Okay, na? Like this. Here also remember one thing, you maintain this distance. Okay, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 like this. Okay, that means 0 to 10 distance must be equal to 10 to 20 distance, and 0 to 2 distance must be equal to 2 to 3 distance must be equal to 2 to 4 distance. This length must be same. So this type of distribution is called, this is a type of bar graph. You can see it is a bar graph, but not exactly, it's not exactly a bar graph. You can say it a, sorry, which page? 1 second, this page, na? We are here. Here. This is called histogram. Okay, na? This type of distribution of data in the graph is called histogram. So in case of histogram, the height of the bar, so frequency of the class interval. Also there is no gap in between the bars. So here you can see there are no gaps, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, there are no gaps. Okay, yes, between the intervals the graphical representation of data is in this manner is called histogram. So this type of data representation is called histogram. So here one thing more, here in this figure also you can see one zigzag line you can see here. Why this zigzag line is here? This zigzag line is called a broken line, and we are representing this line because you can, if you remember, you can see 20 to 25 is here, 25 to 30 is here, but this place is representing that we are not representing 0 to 20. Okay, now we are not showing the data between 0 to 20. Okay, now that's why this jag line has been formed. Otherwise you have to make some arrangements for 20 to 15 to 20, then 10 to 15, then 5 to 10 and 0 to 5. So this place has been jagged here. Okay, zigzag. This zigzag line is representing that type of thing. So you go through this example. I am not saying more about this. Now you please try this example at your home, and in the last we will move to exercise 5.1, and also it is task for you to do this exercise 5.1 at your home. In the next class I will discuss questions regarding 5.1. So thank you for now.